Welcome to The Consumers. My name is Greg Warren. I'm joined today by Sean O'Brien. Sean, how you doing?
Greg, we're back, buddy. Doing
good.
good.
We spent 9 hours in a car yesterday. Well, probably about 12 hours in a car, actually, driving. So I've had it with you, but
here
we are.
This will be good.
Tim Convy is here too. Tim,
Hey guys, how are you?
got a sort of a Christmas themed St. Louis Cardinal hat on. I like it.
Yeah, thank you. I did the old Thanksgiving hat
Oh, that's right.
last week, and then I shift gears. This is my Christmas Cardinals hat.
Appreciate that, man.
Mhm.
Appreciate you trying.
That's nice.
A little bit of holly on there.
So Sean and I
Yeah.
went to Traverse City, Michigan this weekend, and I'm trying to think of some of the highlights. One is this was baffling to me. This is very much Sean O'Brien. He's driving. He did a nice job driving. By the way,
Thank you.
Is that right?
he said he thinks I'm a better driver than you.
Sean O'Brien, are you serious right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to. He's making strides, and so I don't get to ride with you often, and so I can only judge you by your last trip, which wasn't great. And he's improved. He's off the phone.
Is Greg Warren a better driver than me?
No, but
That's
I mean,
what you said. That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, but he might have told you. He might have told you some things.
You're a coward.
it's just.
No.
I don't know. I can't. I honestly don't know, Tim.
Oh, it's
I'm sorry.
such a simple question.
It's in the margins.
It is in the market.
You're serious right now.
It's listen. Before we go, just everyone relax. Just relax. I don't drive with you as much, man. I'm in the car with you 3 times a year.
Doesn't matter.
So I just can inspect him more.
That
That's all. So
we've spent plenty of time in the car over the years, and whatever that was, 2 weeks ago, it was a 5-6 hour drive.
right. Well, it doesn't really matter because
It's in the margins.
I had a little bit of a fumble.
Well, I don't know. This is complete
Yeah.
Sean O'Brien. So he's driving. He did a nice job driving. On the way back, I think I did a little more hours behind the wheel than he did, but he did the hard stuff. So he's driving, and we go to the gas station. We need gas. I'm in the passenger seat. He's in the driver's seat. And he goes, is it on your side? I go, no, the gas tank is on your side. So he proceeds to pull in with the gas right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I go, what are you doing? He goes, you said it was on your side. He goes, you said it wasn't on your side. I go, no, it's not on my side. Why are you pulling in next to me? He goes, you said it was not on your side. He's getting angry.
I am.
And I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him like, I am dealing with a crazy person right now. Like I am dealing with this person is a maniac. Like he has no concept of reality. It scared me. And then we went back and forth probably 5 more times. And he goes, oh yeah. When I said your side, I meant the driver's side because it's your car.
I was, man. No.
How is that? How can you deal with a human being like that?
Yeah, I kind of get it.
He got me.
You can't.
He got me.
What do you mean get you? I didn't try to
No,
get you.
I looked dumb. His reaction was 50 times worse how he's describing it right now. He lost his mind.
I did.
See, this is a
I
side
did.
of Greg Warren, everybody, you don't see. You don't see the dark days up in Traverse City, grinding through 15 inches of snow while he's like withdrawing from caffeine and having a bad day and God knows what's going on. He lost it. He's like, what are you doing, man? You're going to get together. We have 6 more hours. Maybe red veins flying out of his face.
It's not true.
I
raised my voice.
Admit
I did
you were
raise my
you were a
voice.
little hot.
I did because I was like, I don't know how to talk to this human being. Like this is not logical.
He's right, man.
Like
Your side.
I was at a thing like we are not seeing the same reality at all right now, and it scared me. I'm like, I've always thought there was some things wrong with him, but
definitely is.
But I was like, I can't deal with a guy like this. That's just like it's like there's an orange right there, and he's like, that's an apple. I'm like, no, it's an orange. We all see it's an orange. It made me. I had one girlfriend in particular that would happen every now and then. I'm like, I don't know I don't see the same thing that you're seeing at all.
He was right, man. I fumbled. I dropped the ball.
So it clicked eventually. You realized.
Yeah,
it.
I'm driving his car. I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking. No, it was a dumb moment.
I gave you 6 times.
He did.
I mean, I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should have known what he's thinking, but I didn't see it. I'm like, he's mad. He's like, he looks at me, he goes, you said it wasn't on your side. I'm like, I said that. I said that, and he came after me a little bit, and then I did take it to a crazy level.
He took it to a crazy level. That's the thing. If he just took it to just maybe a little heightened level,
I took it to an 8. I probably should have taken it to a 6. I mean, it did not deserve a 3.
Yeah,
it did not deserve a 3.
You were an 8.5 minimum, flipping out, vein flying out of his head, shaking, punching the.
Why are we going to talk about the veins? I don't know the veins. There's no veins.
I gotta make the story fun.
Yeah. I mean, and I did some stuff too. Let me tell you something. I spilled some orange Gatorade on the passenger side seat, and I sat in it for the last 2.5 hours. That's not a comfortable car ride.
Why did you have to sit in it?
Greg struggles with screw caps. It's like
it was in this bag, and it was in the bag, and I like picked the bag up, and then I didn't even think about it, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, my lower extremities feel cold. I don't know what's going on. I look down, it's just like orange Gatorade all over the seat. I'm like, oh no. And it's just like, it was so cold yesterday. I didn't want to get out and get pants and change in a truck stop. So I was like, I'm just going to sit in orange Gatorade for the last 2.5 hours of this trip.
He did, man.
Yeah, I had to get home and clean off orange Gatorade off of me. It was,
the car smelled nice though.
Yeah.
Orange Gatorade smells pretty good, man.
Smell.
Electrolytes.
We should do the Gatorade brand at some point.
Oh yeah. Love that. Love Gatorade.
I just said something about an old girlfriend, and I've had some really awesome old girlfriends. All of them, actually.
Yeah, we've covered
one way or another. But my high school girlfriend, Lisa Canancy, reached out to me. She listens to the pod, and Lisa's awesome. She lives down in Arkansas, has a nice family, and she's great. Anyways, we talked about Honey Baked Ham. And she said she worked at Honey Baked Ham, the one that you and I went to throughout. I think it was when she was home from college in the summers.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. She said she liked it. But her dad he's Craig Canance. He's a great guy, but like kind of a no nonsense guy. And he just, I guess when she was at college one year, he was like, you know what? I'm tired of paying all these bills. And he went up to Honey Baked Ham and he filled out an application for her, and he stapled her picture to the application and just gave it to him.
That's great.
She got home from college. He's like, by the way, you started Honey Baked Ham on Tuesday. Isn't that a great dad thing to do?
That's probably how they still take jobs today. I feel like they'll hire anybody.
She just came home from college. He's like, yeah, you started. It may have been over the Christmas break, actually, but she worked there quite a bit. He was like, yeah, you started. He just got tired of paying all the bills. He's like, I can't take this, man. You're getting a job.
Great.
And I'm telling you where you're going to work.
We got a bunch of comments from people who worked at Honey Baked
Yeah,
Ham.
we did.
There's some pretty good,
man.
Pretty good
it's
stuff.
a good employer.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, man? You had a Thanksgiving. You had a more traditional Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was fun. My in-laws were in town, so we had all these guests, and then as a result, the day after Thanksgiving, we were out of. I had to go get diapers and toilet paper. Like, SOS, time to go. So I go
Procter and Gamble products.
I go to Walgreens, and I thought somebody was like pranking me because I had walked into a Greg Warren bit. Greg's new hour special's not out yet, but he talks quite a bit about Walgreens.
There's a good 12-minute chunk on Walgreens, and it sort of started with the fact that often you go in there in the evenings and there is not one employee present.
Correct. So I go in there. It's like 8:30 on a Saturday night. And I don't even notice because there's several customers. So I don't even notice that there's no employees. Get my stuff. Finally, I've got diapers under one arm, toilet paper under the other. And I go up and there's these 3 teenage girls waiting at the thing. And they're kind of clowning around. And there's not anyone there. And I'm like, they must have sent somebody to. And I go, hey, has anyone been up here? And they're like, not at all. I'm like, how long have you guys been here? They're like, 6-7 minutes. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. So Walgreens, most of them have the mirror on the back where you can see everybody in there. We look around. Don't
mirror in the Walgreens.
There's several customers in there. Probably at least 8 people cruising around. I'm kind of looking around and I just start shouting to where the whole store can hear. Hey, Walgreens people! The girls are loving it.
You're killing.
At some point, it's crushing.
Yeah. You're doing good.
It's like Saturday first show, man.
Yeah.
At some point,
that's what you do when you can't get booked on a Saturday first show. You go to Walgreens during the time of a Saturday first show, which you did, and just do your act.
Yeah, I needed a little stage time. I went in there. Yeah. Anyway, these girls an older gentleman walks in, immediately knows what's going on. He has clearly been through this before.
He's seen this.
Without missing a beat, shoots back to the door where they go, the employees only, and just starts banging on it. I'm still yelling, "Hey, Walgreens people!" Other people walking around, and it's so funny to me because this is Greg's bit that I've seen for several weeks now. I'm yelling, and finally, somebody over the intercom. Somebody comes on and goes, "Attention, Walgreens, customer service needed at the checkout. Customer service needed at checkout." And we all just start laughing.
Yeah.
That's right. That was a cover. That was probably the person that coming up to check you out, just to probably.
So nothing happens, and we're all laughing. We thought we saw somebody shoot out a side door or something. We're all like, "Did you see that?" Like I bonded a ton with these people in there. Eventually, 5 minutes after that, a guy comes out, and it was clearly the guy who had just done the call for help. Clearly, like, man, he doesn't say anything, doesn't apologize. He just sort of like walks.
They never do.
Starts checking us out.
They don't.
It was. Then the other employees shot back in. They had kind of an exchange. It was weird stuff.
There was more than one employee on the clock.
Yes, I think there might have even been 3.
That's just unacceptable. 2
were there. They referenced somebody else who either was on a break or had taken off early.
I mean, a lot of times there's just one person there on a weeknight, and they're the only people on the premises. So I get it. You got to go to the bathroom. It's usually too long. You're doing something else. But if there's more than one employee, I would think one person ought to be just at the place where there's money, changing hands.
They also could see us. I mean, that's one of the things that was so maddening about it is they could see us.
Yeah.
And had anybody take, we of course did the bit about like, guess we can take it now. Guess it's free. Nobody's here.
I cover a little bit of this in the act. I don't want to tip the special, but I mean, I wonder what court of law would convict you guilty if you're like, yeah, man, I was in there and there was nobody there. It had none of the appearances of a store. Like it just, I mean, if you're there for more than 10 minutes, there's got to be some judge. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Just.
Oh yeah. We hit 15. And that's what's crazy is that like at a mom and pop store, they'd had people there because they wouldn't have wanted things to get stolen. But Walgreens knows, like they've got the upper hand. It was very frustrating.
What do you mean they know?
They know that they're going to win that battle if you steal something. They've got cameras.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the little mom and pops have a lot of cameras too. And 2, I don't know if they win anymore. I mean, like in San Francisco, they're just like, people just walk out with stuff and they don't stop them. I think it's just the employees.
No, in the moment they don't. 100, and I've seen that before, man. I was at a Gap in DC and saw people just storm the door, and I was like, "Oh, here we go. They're gonna."
Oh, wow.
Nobody did anything.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's don't steal stuff, but
I would imagine that they go after them. I wasn't prepared to try that theory out, but it was.
No, you're a good
frustrating.
person. But what would they do if you just left some money? And because I wanted to do that a couple times.
Question.
Because a couple times I'll be like, "Hey, man, I'm in such a hurry. I don't know how much it is, but it's not more than $20.
Yep.
I know that. Well, I'm just going to leave you the 20 and I'm going to take it.
I like it.
I bet you'd be okay.
In fact, if anything, let him take you to court and then you go back and you fight for your change. Because if you leave 20 and you're like, actually, I'm the guy who's getting jammed up here. My total is 1678. You guys want to play games? You want to go to the higher courts?
Well, they're not going to take you to
put
court
corporate
over
on trial.
Yep.
So.
The only thing that's going to happen is the employee's probably going to pocket the 20.
Yeah, you're probably right about that too. That's a good question. Is whether they would what
yeah,
they would do
I've often wondered that. Like, I'm just going to leave this, And I've walked in that same Walgreens at night, and there's no. One time I wanted to call the cops because I'm like, something's wrong here. Like somebody is dead in the back or something. Like there was a horrible thing, and then the guy just comes out, and this is the thing: not one, I'm sorry or nothing. Like it's
those days are over, buddy.
Yeah,
I know.
You're lucky you're in there. That's the attitude.
He was angry. Because he was whatever he was doing in the back, which I believe was a part of his job, and he was sort of upset with the gal. It was crazy, but I was like, I have to see how this plays out. Like I was not.
You're gonna wait it out, like that
anywhere.
time at that Dunkin' Donuts in either Arkansas or Oklahoma. When we were like, we're just gonna play this out.
Yep.
It was like an hour.
It was bananas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were flipping out about cashiers, and I actually, for once, was like, I think he's got a point.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
it's really nice. Well, yeah, I mean, just it's where my issue is. I'm trying to explain this to make sense. Like you go to a gas station,
it's probably
and
not
you'll
gonna make sense. But go ahead.
Please zip it.
No, I can. This is where I'm value. I speak, Sean. I can tell people. When he says your side, he means the
Tim,
opposite
I'll just talk
side.
to you.
Let's hear it.
Just go to the bathroom or whatever. I don't know. Go away. No, you ever like at like a gas station or something, and then there's say 2 people behind the counter, and they're having a conversation
Oh yeah.
about nothing to do with the store, as if they're on their couch, just like no self-awareness that there's a business transaction.
That happened yesterday at the truck stop.
This happened yesterday at the truck. Okay, yeah.
To me, I mean, I know it happened to you earlier, but to me, at the truck stop, you had told me about it, and then I witnessed it, and this was one of those things, and there's no way to play it other than like ultra sarcasm and be like, hey, listen, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm interrupting your conversation, and I know that's important right now. And I know what this conversation you're having, that is more relevant to how the company makes money than me pulling money out of my wallet and giving it to you for something that you have here. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like that. But in my head, I don't say these things out loud to people. I just take it. But in my head, I want to be like, listen, okay, I'm looking at you. We don't know each other, but from what I'm gathering, it's a challenge for you to do this job undistracted. Okay. You need every bit of focus possible to make this transaction happen.
Right.
And you're over here getting cocky that like, oh, I can do this and that. You can't even do this.
Yeah. 100%. Well, that's what was going on. Ours was in the grocery store when we were in Traverse City.
Yeah.
And it was an employee yelling at what looked like a manager. I'm trying to buy Werther's. That's a big part of my life.
Sure.
Is Werther's on the road.
Because he's somebody's grandpa.
So yeah.
I don't care. I stand with Werther's. A great treat. It's better to have it. One Werther's lasts you 15 minutes where I could eat 3 Snickers in 5. So I'm helping myself. And this girl is just yelling at her manager and something about this kid Dylan. So she's like, Dylan can't do it. If they're not smart enough to work here, then they should get their stuff and get out. And he's like, I know. He's just stocking chips or whatever. He's like, Dylan, he tries. And,
he's the manager. He's not saying,
I swear he was the manager.
Hey, Christy, eyes up front.
Yeah, I'm right next to him. So I purposely just kept inching closer and closer just to be like, something going to click in their brain like, this is a little inappropriate. Just as if I just don't exist. I probably look like a baby, like complaining about this because who
Yeah,
Who
you're
cares?
right. I mean, to be honest,
But
I put myself in that job, and I'm like, I probably would be complaining about Dylan instead of doing the job too. So I try. We have this really awesome way to make money or make a living. So I try to, but it's still the guy in me that complains wins usually. That guy drowns out the guy that says maybe you should be grateful for what you do and just.
And not say anything.
Be patient with it.
Yeah.
I don't say anything. I say things to you guys. I say things to our fans.
So what happens? Eventually, they take your order.
Well, yeah. No, it's just.
It's
just that. That's just the whole point of the thing is that they just everywhere it seems I go now there is some interaction that it says there's nothing's going on with my transaction as if I don't. And then they're just talking. One time, man, this was at the Quick Trip by the Funny Bone in St. Louis. Like a woman, the cashier had a baby behind her at the register. Swear to God, a 1-year-old on her arm ringing me out. Sure. But I'm the only one looking around like, does anyone see, is this legal in this country? No, everyone just, what business is
not legal. I mean, the kid wasn't working, were they?
I mean, technically.
Okay. I mean, depends on
the register.
You're right. There's some child labor laws. If the kid was punching in numbers, if the kid was just there.
Elbowed it a little.
Yeah, I don't know. If the kid was doing some math, then there are.
I'm saying, man, I follow the law in this country, so.
Yeah. If you go, never mind.
What did he say?
No, nothing.
He follows.
Why'd you
the law.
bail?
What?
Oh,
because it's not. It's in bad taste.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice way to pull back.
Yeah.
Because frankly, you've stepped over the line a few times lately, and the listeners don't care for it.
Yeah, they don't. They're not. They're not having it. I'm on the street. I'm on the straight and narrow. Oh, I saw. I bought a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And saw John Mozeliak there.
John Mozeliak
from the St. Louis Cardinals.
For our listeners who are not from St. Louis,
President
we have several. He is what they used to call the general manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's the president of baseball operations. He's in his last year has had an amazing run. Yeah, he's done some really amazing things. Yeah. I met him once. He was real nice.
Yeah, real nice to meet you.
Talk to him?
I didn't know. I didn't bother. I mean, it's crowded. I didn't want to bother him, but it was great. And then next day, I'm at the hardware store. Guys and I are talking about the weather. One of the 3 guys that work there, they're there all the time, and we're all just talking. And we're talking about baseball. Tommy Edman got the big contract. They're talking about that, and Mozeliak comes up, and I go, I saw him yesterday. Saw him yesterday and was getting my Christmas tree. And the guy says, "Oh yeah, was he negotiating the price of the Christmas tree?" And I go, "No, he just talked about it a bunch, and he never pulled the trigger." And these guys,
that's solid.
Loved it.
Dude,
I
you're
mean, you
killing
thought
all-
I killed. I
You're
know.
killing all over town.
I'm killing in these
This guy-
retail
yeah,
spots.
He's with teenage girls at the Walmart
Yep.
line, with the guys working at the hardware store.
Young and old.
What hardware store?
It's like Reineke. It's like I think it's
Yeah.
called like the paint shop over in De Pere there.
Yeah,
These guys. Oh yeah, Randy probably knows it.
yeah, Randy.
Do you know those guys? They're great. They know their stuff and just fantastic senses.
Randy, you want to weigh
Yeah,
in on
definitely,
Reineke?
man. It's a good store. I buy a lot of my specialty products at Reineke Decorating in De Pere there.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, for those of you, that don't know, Randy, our producer, when he is not the producer of our podcast and when he is not touring with Greg Allman, he's a painter. He's a tradesman. So you spend a lot of time in hardware stores, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Home Depot a lot. Reineke, Flanagan, some maybe Sherwin-Williams once in a while.
You go to that Ace Hardware in Kirkwood ever?
Yeah, I go in there.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, you got to go in there for like your specialty stuff, like little things that you have trouble finding at like Home Depot. Like I had him retap the threads on a doorknob so I could put it back together one time.
Ooh.
That kind of thing, which you can't really get done at the Home Depot.
I have the guy at Ace. He teaches me about man stuff usually, like that I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. I'm just like, hey, man, I don't know anything. He's like, yeah, pliers is probably what you get for that. Or like,
There's hammer.
I went in there last time and I was like, man, there's all these bugs. There's when I open my back window, there's these bugs just like coming. I think they're fleas, man. They're fleas. He's like, those aren't fleas. Those are gnats. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, gnats. Those are gnats.
I'm with you on that, man. I had to YouTube how to change my air filter in my furnace. Like, I still have to. It's like I'm like, do I have it in the
Do you
facing
have
the
a
right
weird
way?
furnace?
Like, you
or
know, you
something?
got to put in those
Yeah, but
furnace filter.
Yeah, but it's pretty
You know?
good. You slide it out.
I know,
slide it
but
in.
like, I don't know if it's a face a certain.
There's
way.
arrows, I think.
I think there is arrows.
Yeah,
man.
there's
But I
arrows.
don't. Yeah, pointing me. So.
But yeah, why would you be able to execute an arrow if you don't know really which side of car you're on? I mean, that would be.
No, I admit,
arrow's
it
not
was
going to help
bad,
you.
man.
Arrow's not going to help you.
And
at
I'm
all.
telling you what, you make one mistake on the road, you're going to get blasted. So remember this moment. Just
You
remember.
know there's an arrow by the thing in every single car.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, but his car is like spaceship stuff, man. There's like
not.
lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't find
It's
it.
a
in this
spaceship arrow. It's an arrow.
thing. No,
There's-
I know what you're talking about.
Every
man.
car's got the arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long day. I did hit the curb though too, so I'm surprised that he didn't bring it.
Oh.
No, that was fine. It was bad weather. You were hot dogging a little bit, but the brand today, the brand for today, this episode is Domino's Pizza. We're pretty excited about that. Yeah, Sean, show
I
them.
love it, man.
Pull the lid up so the folks can see it. Oh, there they go.
Marinara.
Yeah, we got some Domino's.
Gotta get the
Products.
sauce and yeah, this is our box, man. This is the Domino's box, which looks like we ordered it 6 weeks ago.
I got it today. I picked it up.
Somebody's dropping the ball.
Let's talk about Domino's. There were two brothers, Tom and James Monaghan. You guys know how to say it? I think it's Monaghan.
Okay.
Tom and James Monaghan, looks like Monaghan. They purchased Dominic's, which was a pizza restaurant. They had other stuff too. They had subs, I think, at that point too. In Ypsilanti, Michigan. That's where the Eastern Michigan University is, just east of Detroit. They bought it for $500 down plus $900 they had to pay over time. They put a loan out on that. So Tom and Jim are in business together. Jim bailed after about a year. He didn't want to quit his job as a postman,
Right.
and he felt like old Dominic's was taking a little bit too much of his time. So Tom bought him out. What did he buy him out for?
His Volkswagen Beetle.
Volkswagen Beetle that they used to
Wow.
do deliveries in. Yeah, that he just goes, you can have the Beetle, and then I get your fair share of the restaurant. And Jim went on. Yeah, I don't think they were close after that, or I don't think, from what I could tell, they didn't get into it. But I don't think they remained close. But Jim, he did some stuff after that. He spent the 70s working as a security guard, and then worked as an electrician for the school district throughout the 80s and 90s. Jim was he had a lot of hobbies. He is a machinist, an inventor, a ham radio enthusiast. Yeah. He chose ham radio enthusiast over a ham and pineapple enthusiast.
Oh,
Yeah. Pretty bad joke there.
Ham.
Not
radio.
even ham. All right, man. We covered hamburger
No,
last time.
I'm gonna hit
He
he
was
whenever
a-
I can.
He was a constitutional pamphleteer. I don't know. He was a steamboat captain. This guy was Forrest Gump. This guy was engineer and a chaplain for the Michigan militia. He has more jobs than Randy. Like he's
yeah.
So he's out. Tom's in. Tom was a college dropout. They had a rough go as kids. Their dad died young, and their mom couldn't really afford to have him, so they were in an orphanage, I think, for some time. Tom was in the seminary for a while, got kicked out. I don't know what he did. And he was basically, he bought this restaurant. I think it's kind of interesting. He bought this restaurant so he could pay for college. He's like, I'll make some money owning a restaurant so I can go to school and be an architect at the University of Michigan. He wound up dropping out and focused on the business. Seems like a pretty good idea if you've looked at the numbers on Domino's. So he started doing well. They went to 3 locations. That is why you see the 1 and the 2 dots. One dot on one side of the Domino and 2 dots on the other side of the Domino. That was for 3 stores. His idea was we're going to add a dot on the Domino.
Oh, cool.
After each store, and then now they have about 9,000 worldwide or something like that.
They
So
don't go up that high.
it's hard to do that with the Dominoes. But they called it Dominic's for a while, and he was getting bigger. And this guy Dominic DeVardi, he was the original owner, said, with the new restaurants, you can't call it Dominic's.
Does that guy get to say that if they bought it from him?
Yeah, that's what I don't get, man. Maybe it was part of the deal. Or maybe they were just young and they didn't know they got pushed around or something. Yeah. But he said you can't. So he's like, I got to come up with a new name. And Jimmy Kennedy, one of the drivers, came up with Domino's.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I couldn't find the guy's name. Good work, man.
Jimmy Kennedy.
Okay.
It's not, in all fairness, I know the guy, so it's not.
Oh, is he one?
Kennedy?
Yeah, I know Jimmy Kennedy. Yeah.
St. Louis kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Irish. So Jimmy Kennedy comes up with the name Domino's. At one point, Domino's Sugar, I think it's powdered sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sued him and said you can't call it Domino's, and it went to court. And
is that Domino's or Domino, the sugar?
Domino is the sugar.
Okay.
Domino's is the pizza.
Right.
And the court ruled in favor of Domino's Pizza. So they didn't have anything going. And I think the judge said something like, if we were going to give anybody any money in a lawsuit, it would probably be the guy that invented the game Dominoes or something. Yeah.
They're both just named after something else.
Or Van Morrison or
Nope.
No.
Didn't like it.
Didn't care.
I don't. In the Mystic.
Domino.
Took me a second.
It was
another Irish guy.
Maybe a point higher than the ham and pineapple joke.
It was a point higher. That ham and pineapple.
But I would still
terrible.
say it point or two lower than the suffering succotash joke from several weeks ago.
I like
that was great. Yeah. It was the Keurig one that I really bombed on.
Yeah. I'd put the Van Morrison joke over the Keurig joke. What about you?
Yeah. No, Van Morrison was perfectly sound.
Keurig wasn't even really a joke. It's more just
you can say that again. It was, it certainly
that's
was
my
not.
out, man. So can't count it.
It was not. They started hiring local laid off factory workers to deliver the pizzas. But this I think was in like the 60s and 70s, which the auto business was going well during the 60s and 70s, right?
I think it's
Randy?
as far as I remember.
Yeah, I mean the 80s is I think when the Japanese automakers started putting us out of business. And it's Michigan is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of auto stuff going on there. 1967 was when they had the first franchise. By 1978, there were 200 stores. 1973, some say 79, some reports, but I think it's 73. That is when they decided to offer a guarantee to customers that their pizza would be delivered within 30 minutes.
Boom.
Or it's free. Things took off at that point.
Sure.
Because they were like, hey, man, it's going to be good. He also sort of was the inventor of the modern pizza box. Before this, they were like sort of thin cardboard. Think bakery. Like the same cardboard you would get for a dozen donuts.
Oh.
Yeah. And before that, it was like bags almost, like paper bags, I think. But yeah, he was the guy that the modern pizza box. And it along with like the pizza box, it's going to keep it hotter. It's going to keep it protected.
Yeah.
And we're going to get there in 30 minutes. You're going to get a fresher product.
Yeah.
And that thing, business really started taking off. It was booming. Now, there were some problems with the 30-minute guarantee. One, college students. I'm not sure I was above this, but college students would do like give them really vague directions. Like, yeah, you go up to here, like try to trick them. So, and then you get to there. It's like, no, man, free pizza. You can get here. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be tricky. It's got to be good enough that they eventually get there, but bad enough that it takes them 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they were incentivized. Like it was a thing. Like if you had the worst times or you had the most pizzas that didn't make the 30 thing, you had to wear a necklace at some Domino's that said King of Late or something. Like you didn't want to be late.
You got hazed.
Yeah, you got hazed a little bit. So and I think you were evaluated on. I don't think that there were rumors going around like if you don't get the pizza in 30 minutes, the driver has to pay for the pizza or it comes out of their salary. That's not true.
Yeah.
But these guys were speeding to get to the pizzas, and some bad things happened. They killed a couple people.
A couple of people.
Yeah.
That we know
Different
about.
incidents?
Different incidents. The most recent, 1992, Indiana woman was killed by a Domino's driver, and the family got like $2.8 million. And then in St. Louis, our town, a woman was injured badly, and it was like a $79 million lawsuit. I think they settled for like $15 million. And after that, Tom said, okay, we're out on this.
And is that a thing where that would have looked differently had they not had the guarantee? I mean, you could say, oh yeah, the driver wouldn't have been speeding, but if it had just been a pizza driver, I mean, they're still liable. Those lawsuits still take place. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, if you hit somebody, but I think just it had been building for a while. Like, hey, you're building your whole business, and that was sort of their thing. Like, I mean, I remember when Domino's first came to my neighborhood, it came to Kirkwood. It was in downtown Kirkwood. It's not there now, but we were like, this is awesome. Like, but their thing was 30 minutes or less, man. And we were like, yeah, dude, you get it in 30 minutes. And you know, as a kid, you're like, kind of hoping they don't show up or whatever.
Because when it comes to pizza, for the most part, you want it fast and you want it there. All those places are serviceable, I think. You know what I mean? You're not calling the ones you don't like. So if it's like 4 brands that you feel the same about, you're calling the one that you know is going to get there most quickly, which to this day I do.
Well, my buddy, when I lived in Houston, my buddy Mike Hartshorn and I, and Mike's a big shot now. He's a big shot. But Mike and I like this place called Fuzzy's Pizza. If you ever go to Houston, Texas, Fuzzy's Pizza is about as good as a pizza as you'll ever eat. It's amazing. And they kind of said, hey, man, we take a while. Like that was
really?
We're going to take a while. We make better pizza. We're going to take a while. And
they're the reverse, 60 minutes or more.
Yeah. It's free if we show up in 20.
Yeah, Mike, we were watching football. Mike was hungry, and he just kept getting madder and madder because we were at an hour and a half or something. And he called up, and he let him have it, and they cut us off. And I was like, you dummy. Like,
really?
Yeah, we weren't allowed to get pizza from Fuzzy's for a while because Mike had to run his mouth.
Oh, man. Yeah, places, those mom and pop, man, they're not going to take that aggravation. And they will shut you down.
Yeah, they shut us down. So we have a different mic. We had to take a break. Randy said there was something going on with the sound that was funny, and it was not that ham and pineapple joke. It was
that may have broken the microphone.
Yeah, you think I broke the mic?
Started the buzz.
Yeah, we have a new mic. Anyways, we were talking about 30 minutes or less. Also, a lot of people would turn off the lights on their porch,
so they couldn't find it.
And I saw this. I guess the most popular accident. There was a lot of accidents, not just the ones that killed people, but there's a lot. Was somebody that was like zooming by the address, realizing they had gone too far, and backing up and hitting a car, which is totally something I would do.
Yeah. You also refer to it as the most popular accident.
Well, it happened a lot.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Like,
I thought you meant like a one-time thing that people were like way into.
That was
one.
really cool.
Yeah.
No, man.
That would happen.
That happened quite a bit of times.
Dude, I used to deliver
a few times.
I delivered pizzas, man.
Did you?
At a place called Doughboys in Rochester.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man. They're cool. Now they're in Mount Morris. Shout out John and Ella Collard. Nicest people I've ever worked for in my life. Just family owned. 2 little girls were there, like picking up phones. It was an amazing place.
Good pizza?
Great pizza, subs, the whole thing. But he was so cool. John and Ella was so cool. We didn't have to put like big signs on our cars. Out of fear of like, you don't want attraction of like, that guy's got money on him. Robbers, basically. So that was kind of nice. And I drove like a monster, man. 4 accidents, 3 years on the clock.
No,
but the beauty is
I wasn't more.
I'm in street clothes. So like every time I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just getting pizza for myself. I wasn't. I was on a delivery run.
Oh,
And
so you didn't.
yeah. So it was never like on the grid.
Did they pay for your accidents?
No, they were my fault. I wouldn't do it. You know, I mean, it was 100% on me. And so
Okay.
I just
Really?
didn't tell my insurance company.
They didn't do anything?
What, the owners?
John.
Yeah.
No, but it was my accident.
Yeah, but you're an employee
Yeah,
at
and
that
the
point.
clock. I had some issues with that.
The
I'd
DJ business?
I'd rather not go into. I had one, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt take care of you?
We
Just
split it.
to catch people up, Tim was a hotshot young DJ for a
Was a
company
star.
called TKO
Yeah.
DJs. That stands for Sean
Technical knockout.
Technical Knockout
That's right.
DJs.
Yep. Number one name in mobile DJs in the St. Louis area.
It's was owned by my friend Matt and Jennifer, and they spun it off.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
They sold it.
They sold it. If you want to support the family, you can go to St. Louis. Is it St. Louis Closet Company?
They don't, St. Louis Closet Company is great. Not if you, they don't need your charity. If you want a great closet.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Some
But
great
somebody
organization.
might be listening and be like, you know what? I really want to help out Jennifer and Matt. They don't need your help. They're killing it.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
They're doing really well.
Buy a salmon t-shirt if you want to help somebody out.
Yeah, if you want to help somebody out, get a salmon T-shirt. It's less than a closet. I'll tell you that.
Get enough for your closet.
Hey, you make fun, man. I moved to Michigan. Well, not a problem up there.
You sold a lot of.
Oh,
them.
people are. You got to get them online.
Yeah, we got to get
so
that
many
happening.
consumers,
Yeah,
listeners
we gotta hit
really
that.
want one of those.
I know
I
that it'll be me that has to help you do it, and you'll tell me 75 reasons why. I tried it. It can't happen. There's no way.
It's kind of the same guy. You know, you couldn't use your Fire Stick last week, so let's just take it easy, man.
You did, man.
That's
He fixed my
true.
TV.
Everyone's
We
got
talked
their
about that.
struggles.
No. Everybody struggles with
struggle.
something.
I'm not good with computers.
So 30 minutes or less was a big part of their marketing, but they did run some TV commercials. I think the most notable and the most fun is the Noid. You guys remember the Noid?
The Noid.
Love
The
Noid.
best.
The Noid was like this weird looking character. It didn't speak. Like
Yeah.
that. And the Noid's thing, I guess, the Noid liked to make pizza cold.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Domino's boxes and their whole system of delivery, they would help you avoid the Noid.
Yes.
So the Noid existed to basically make your pizza cold. It was which is a weird sort of
Very
thing. I don't know
bizarre
what
marketing.
pleasure that the Noid got out of that, but it was genius. Everybody loved the Noid. The Noid ended because there was a guy. Unfortunately, there was a guy named Patrick Noid,
Kenneth.
Kenneth Noid. Is that what it was? Kenneth
It's
Noid?
just, you know, we're very smart people. We got to get it right.
You're
Kenneth
right.
Noid.
Kenneth Lamar Noid.
Yep.
He was mentally ill, and he thought the Noid commercials were making fun of him, and he went into a Domino's and like held some people hostage.
Seriously?
For 5 hours.
Yes,
I had no idea.
On the phone,
and that's-
negotiating style.
and that's why the Noid was gone.
Yeah.
They tried to bring back the Noid recently.
How did that situation end? Was it okay?
I don't think anyone died. Nobody got killed.
Oh my God. I had no idea.
But the pizza was cold, so the Noid.
The Noid wins again.
Yeah.
I loved the Noid. They tried to bring him back and it just didn't catch.
Yeah, I thought recently they tried to bring him back.
I remember having figurines.
Oh, it was like a rubber, like
Yep.
kind of plastic rubber, bendy.
Yes.
No,
yeah. It is a creepy looking thing.
It's a
if you can
real
see
creepy,
it.
but kind of, and the way that he talks in the commercials, because he doesn't say words. He's like,
Yeah.
I
He
loved
looks like he just got punched in the face, and then they're like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
With it.
A lot
That's
of
what it looks
the noises that I play on the Moog in Ludo in my band sound kind of Noid-like. So Dan Wade, the guy that created this, would always be like, "Use that Noid sound. Use that Noid
Really?
sound."
Huh.
Yeah, and then he would draw. He's an artist, and he would draw like the Noid wearing like Ludo stuff. And
Oh, cool,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Big Noid fan. I had no idea that story.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything I saw online, they were fine, but it was a 5-hour process. He's like, I don't know. He was requests. They said maybe asking for Pizza Hut. Nobody knows. But
I'm
the
sure
point
he
is,
got picked on. Yeah.
his last name was Noid.
Yeah.
Tough shakes, man.
Yeah.
Shakes at Domino's, so.
Yeah. No, it's so that happened.
Mm.
That happened. Tom got out of the business in, I think, late 90s. He sold it, and he sold it for 1998, sold it for right around $1 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad. And it cost them what? A Beetle
it was
and
$500. The 900 they had to pay off, and that Beetle.
And the Beetle.
And the Beetle. Yeah.
It's a good investment.
So, yeah, he did well. Tom got pretty wealthy. And he was, he grew up poor, and he wanted to enjoy his wealth, and he sort of like showed it off for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He had 224 luxury cars. He had the world's largest Frank Lloyd Wright collection, which Frank Lloyd Wright is an architect, so I'm guessing he just owned a bunch of Frank Lloyd Wright's houses. And he owned the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah. He bought the Tigers in 1983. They won the World Series in 84 with Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker and those guys.
Sparky Anderson?
Sparky Anderson was the manager. You're right. And he had it, I think, till 93, maybe. Early 90s he had it. And he sold it. You know who he sold it to?
No. Oh, the Little Caesars guy?
Yes, Mike Ilitch. He sold it stayed in the pizza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was Mike Ilitch. Yeah. And yeah. And Ilitch, when he bought it, thought he was going to get 2 Detroit Tigers franchises.
He liked it.
I got it. Probably I got it right away. So.
Yeah. What did he say when he bought it?
Tigers?
Yes, he did. Detroit Tigers.
No, it'd have to just be one. Detroit or Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers.
You can't
Yeah,
do
good job.
Tigers.
Yeah, good job.
I'll fix that in
Joke
post.
ready.
By
By the way, my only problem, here's my Instagram with this guy. You don't need to keep in score of your cars. 224. It's like,
I'm not sure that he kept score of it.
who did? I don't know. That's just a little.
Wikipedia did, or wherever I did this research.
Right. I know. I'm just saying.
And if
somebody had to tell them when you're getting into that of luxury cars, it's just a little.
Well, 223, you're nobody.
That's what I was getting at. Man.
If this makes you feel better, he read a book by C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity, a pretty famous book. And after he read the book, he sort of rethought his whole life and sold a lot of that stuff, got rid of the cars, got rid of the Tigers and all that stuff, and sort of became a different person.
Really?
Does that make you feel
really?
better?
Are you telling the truth?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have no problem with the guy. I just didn't know, like, who's putting that information out there.
Yeah, now
about
you feel pretty stupid, don't you?
I feel
yeah.
Yeah,
Look.
gave back so much.
Gave back
Sean.
so much, buddy.
Here you are.
So after he sold the company to Bain Capital, they, I guess, right around 2009, they figured out that they had some problems. you guys know what I'm
the
talking
greatest,
about?
like,
No.
You don't? You do.
Oh,
You do.
pizza problems.
Yes.
I
yes,
thought you meant like hidden. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, they basically, I guess the thing is, like, did they cheapen their recipe over time? I guess they had to. Did
Everybody
they cut
does.
corners?
Yeah.
They just started cutting corners. I don't know that, by the way. Yeah, but I'm wondering if they just
there was time that they were in a little bit of a downspin. This is when Tom wanted to sell, but he couldn't because they were kind of treading down. So there was maybe some rumors not using maybe the premium toppings,
okay,
things of that. So yeah, it basically
They probably got spread too thin. They started trying too many things. You know, they got into the sub game. They're still in. All these places now are delivering everything. But I think that was maybe part of it.
I remember
as
chicken
well.
wings was a big deal for them for
Sure.
a while when I was, a kid or something.
They're all in that game.
Yeah. So they talk to some customers, some consumers. They do these focus groups. And, I was involved in focus groups when I was at Procter & Gamble. It's like basically you're standing behind this mirror that they can't see, and you can see them, and they film it. And they said some pretty hard things. They said the crust was like cardboard.
Yeah.
They said the sauce was like ketchup. And they were it was very hard to watch. Adrian subjected the Domino's staff to a little speech in which she questioned whether Domino's even understood what pizza is.
That's tough.
And
That gets right
she
to
said
the heart of it.
She said it doesn't feel like there's much love in Domino's pizza.
Mm.
That's hard to hear, I would
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
But not untrue at that point.
One guy said consumers liked almost nothing about Domino's pizza. Not the sauce, not the cheese, not the bread, not the crust.
Mm.
So if you're looking at a pizza,
That covers it.
that's pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they like the toppings. Maybe they just picked off the pepperoni. We're like, you know what?
Yeah,
this
maybe
isn't bad.
they got good green peppers.
Yeah.
We gotta
The
give them that.
most common complaint they got was the cardboard thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing that back in the
Yeah,
day.
it tastes like cardboard, which I've never had cardboard. But
And then they decided they took that whole thing public. They acknowledged it.
Patrick Doyle was the president of the company, and he was. I really like this guy because he wasn't like they said he wasn't like a great public speaker or a TED Talk type guy or like charismatic in any special way. He was just sort of a no nonsense guy, and he's like, you know what, we're pretty bad. Let's do this. And they hired this advertising agency, and they're like, they did some crazy things back then. They're like, let's tell them. Let's just tell them. And they read the comments like
And they did.
They did. They said
They made ads.
the ads. This is what they said. And then they would. And then I guess they, they had their head chef like do a ton of different crusts and a ton of different sauces and a ton of different cheeses, and they came up with a new recipe. And they went to some of these people's houses.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, you said this it tastes like cardboard. And they're like, will you try it? There's videos online. Check it out.
Yeah.
The videos are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the people are like, oh my God, this is great. Now you figured it out. You got to think though, probably there was someone who's like, hey, we're Domino's. Get out of here. Okay.
I already told you 6 months ago. You're trash.
You're garbage.
Get out of here. I'm eating Pizza Hut. Beat it.
Okay. No, but we changed it. I don't care what you change.
But that guy,
Or the other way, where they have a camera crew there and he's knocking on the door, and there's a guy with a gun right at him at the window. I love it, man. That's the best pizza I've ever had. Please don't shoot me. I know you guys already got armed robbed by the Noid 5 years ago. I want no trouble.
I love how sincere that president was at the time, hearing like they're reading him the comments and he's like sweating and he's like, we realized we got to fix some things.
Yeah.
And he's totally,
That's
totally
what they said. They said it
sincere.
was really hard to watch this
Oh,
stuff.
dude,
So,
he is just going through it.
yeah. Let's see if they figured it out. Sean, you want to take
It did. It got, this is a while ago at this point. It got so much better.
You
It
want
got
slice?
real good. I'm okay.
There you go.
I'll what
You wanna
do we
eat-
got
we
here?
got garlic nuts and some sort of chocolate thing in there too.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you think?
Oh, no.
It's fine, man. It is. Look, I eat Domino's more than I should. It's just I like their app. Their app is very user friendly.
Pizza tracker. Yeah, I use that
Pizza
too.
tracker.
But there are, like anything else, there are good Domino's and bad Domino's. You got to know which ones to hit.
Yeah.
Mainly in terms of your order showing up on time.
Let's talk a little bit about the pizza game, the pizza market.
I'll take that marinara over here, guys.
Oh yeah, you want some marinara? I think it's marinara, isn't it?
I don't know. It feels weird to me.
There's a garlic knot. I've made these homemade before.
I'm a big fan of
Garlic knots.
Domino's and growing up, I loved it. It did get bad, but I do think they fixed it. I think their deep dish, the pan one, is as good as anybody's. I really do. I think their sauce is great.
Really?
Yeah.
The app is good.
As good as Uno?
I'm not a big Uno guy. It's been a while for me. I mean, I'm not saying, it's among the best pizza I've ever had, but in terms of the big ones, the big four, whatever they call them,
Yeah.
I got no problem with Domino's.
I'm with you. The Brooklyn style they have,
Oh yeah, I almost got
very
that.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Really, the
good.
big triangles?
Blows this out of the water. I'll pay the extra $3. It's solid, man. It's
I like
solid
Domino's.
for getting pizza. Here's what I don't get about Domino's. I don't know what's going on with them at maybe it's my shop. When I order, you do the thing, you pay with the card, they leave it at the door, done. And they're fast too at my place. I mean,
Yeah.
they are like 20 minutes. And then invariably within an hour, I get an email that says, we're sorry, your order didn't go as planned. And they just give you those emergency pizzas.
Even if it did go fine.
I swear to you, man. Every single time I order, I get just a free pizza, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds, but man, it's too sweet of a deal. So
This emergency pizza thing, which is still going, it was in 2023. They really started thinking about how can we get people on the app. And I think what you got to order on the app or order online. And then they say, hey, like for this, I think I have an emergency pizza. And I guess the thing is like sometime you're just going to need a pizza and we'll give it to you for free. So emergency
man.
pizzas, you get free pizza.
I mean, they hit you on the back end with the delivery fees. Because
Oh, really?
I tip. Well, it's
But if you want to go get it, you can get a free pizza.
you can. In fact, they tip you now.
$3.
Yeah.
You see that?
$3.
They reverse.
Yeah, it's a reverse tip. If you pick it up instead of delivery, you get $3.
They're not afraid. Some of these marketing ideas are great. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bold. Yeah,
Mhm.
they are bold. Oh, you want to try the chocolate thing?
I think it might be a little too rich this time
Yeah.
of day.
It may be a little rich.
I'll try some. You got some pizza on you.
Ah,
There you go. That's all right.
Yeah, we good?
We're having fun.
Right side, man.
Sean's side.
Did you say we're having fun?
Yeah.
We're having
That's
fun.
Dusty Slade.
No, he's we're having.
Dusty's the only person to ever say we're having fun.
And the way
He's right, and Dusty also says we're having a good
You're wearing
time.
a hat too.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Dusty
go.
wears pants.
That's a
too.
rip-off.
Yeah, who do I think I am? And you want a podcast? Can you believe it?
Oh, he says we're having a good time. You're right.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
just-
Tim. You're okay.
Oh,
say it
fair.
again if you want.
I'm not having fun anymore. I'm not going to say it.
All right, let's have some fun with some numbers.
Let's talk numbers, man.
let's talk
we got to
numbers.
talk about the oh yes we did. That was
Oh, yes,
that
I did. It was
the
just
best.
basically a documentary about the what I know about it. That's a documentary about saying, hey, we're bad.
Right,
And we fixed it.
and we fixed it.
Yeah.
Which I just thought the title's funny because people are like, "Oh no, you did it." Yeah, we did. Like they're like, "You changed this garbage pizza." Like, yeah, we did it. I love it. I'm saying like they just steered right into the train wreck of what Domino's is. So
Did
that was
they
a funny
make
title.
the documentary themselves?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
No, it was Michael Moore. Domino's just wasn't very good.
Do you know he did a Michael Moore?
I didn't know, man. He had it in him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to Domino's and I gotta tell you, we want to talk to the Noid. Put the Noid. We've got cameras. We're in your lobby. Bring the Noid out.
Is it pretty good?
It's really
solid,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Do you know our friend
I
Bob
would watch
Biggerstaff?
that.
One time went. He went as I guess he went as a rapper. I think he wore like a sweatsuit. Bob was a little heavy at the time. He's not now, but he was a little heavy, and he wore like a
tracksuit.
a tracksuit.
Yeah.
And I guess he might have had some jewelry or something. He went as a rapper, and somebody goes, "Oh, dude, you're Michael Moore."
Bob does kind of look like.
That's
He
great.
does sort of look like Michael Moore. The number one, these are 2024 dollar sales is what I think. Maybe 2023 because we're not done with 2024. Dollar
Makes
sales.
sense.
Domino's number one in the U.S. $9 billion worth of pizza.
Wow.
Who's number two?
Bill.
Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut at 5.6 billion. Number three. Don't look, Sean.
I won't. It's obviously Papa John's or Little Caesars. You just flip
Yeah,
a
one
coin.
of those.
Little Caesars is number three at 4.5 billion.
So
Papa
that's John's
John's
right
number
above.
4 at 3.8 billion.
We don't have any Little Caesars around here anymore. That's
Yeah, I don't
wild
see
to
him.
me.
I don't see him. I don't know where Little Caesars.
I thought it was the greatest thing in the world when I
Me
went to
too.
college because I was like, you get two pizzas. Me
Yep.
and Joe Taylor would order Little Caesars, and Joe and I would both eat a pizza. And I just thought of something horrible we did to one of our friends who kept eating our pizza.
Oh man.
Yeah, we put like a bunch of stuff under the cheese and then melted it on top. And when he came in and ate the pizza,
What do you mean stuff?
Nah, like skull.
Oh my God.
You sick
We were
monster.
in college. It was a horrible thing to do.
What's
It's
wrong with
terrible.
you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we should have been.
Guy blew out his intestines. Is in the ER.
Yeah, we did that to sirloin is what we called him. Yeah, sirloin ate some. He got real mad. He wanted to kill us, and he should have. It was a really bad.
Well,
thing.
should we talk about?
I don't think
Domino's?
I was. I'm not sure. I was part of it, but I don't know if I was a driving force, but I was certain. I was.
You were an enabler.
I was.
You,
com-
you,
yeah,
you didn't stop. You didn't stop. the problem.
certainly didn't stop it.
Yeah.
I was complicit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Should we talk about the viral video? The Domino's.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Well, no, I don't know if we're talking about the same one, but I'm glad you brought that up because along with this 2009 thing, like our pizza's bad. There was a video that some dumb employee like put cheese up their nose and put it on the pizza, and that thing.
Yeah,
like,
just all stupid stuff like that.
yeah, dumb
Just
stuff, and then
screwing with the food.
and they got arrested, you know, for
Good.
like endangering people or whatever. But yeah, that was also part of why they were like, we got to make some changes.
Right. Well, it turns out it was proven as a prank, though. He didn't actually sell that to people, but he was doing that for the bit.
Oh,
But it doesn't
really?
matter. It's bad
He got
optics.
arrested,
It
yeah.
yeah, I know, but I don't think he actually he got fired, but I don't know if he didn't do time.
I think.
I think.
Uh,
No, he got promoted. You know,
They
it's like
transferred
how
him
it is
to
at
a different store.
Walgreens. You know, Walgreens. You know, if you don't show up, maybe I'm sure that person probably is running the store now.
Oh
so.
yeah, nothing will happen.
Yeah. Obviously he got fired, but I don't think he got, he was trying to do YouTube video.
This is
Yeah,
where I
it's
think
not
it gets
terrible.
interesting. After number 4, what's the number 5 pizza?
Corporate? Let's see. Oh, man. That's
We
a
already
good
do
question.
Papa John's.
Papa John's. Those are the big 4.
Okay. Jets.
Jets is number 9. Just so you know, I learned this weekend that Sean thinks Jets is a local St. Louis pizzeria.
I did.
No,
I didn't know it was a global.
Yeah, it's
Jets
Well, I
is
say global,
Detroit
but-
style pizza, isn't that what it is?
No,
yeah,
but they have-
it's that same as Little Caesar. Yeah. What do you call that? Sicilian.
Sicilian.
Sicilian,
Yeah.
Yeah. Papa Murphy's or Marco's is number 5, then Papa Murphy's,
Yeah.
then Mod.
Mod is pretty good. Mod is the fastest to my house.
Mod, but that's like where you make your own pizza
Yeah, or you just order it.
or you just order pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Hungry Howie's, then Jets, then Round Table. Round Table is pretty big out in California.
Yep.
I remember Billy Gardell is a friend of mine, great comic. He was on the show Mike and Molly, Bob Hart's Abishola, just great comic. I had worked with him, on the road. And then I moved out to LA and I looked, I was watching TV and I'm like, hey, Billy's in a Round Table Pizza commercial, man. Like he hadn't made it yet, but he was starting to, they all figured out that he could act.
Yeah.
So,
Led to some things.
I've never heard
did.
of Round Table.
you know who has the most number of stores in pizza? This is kind of a trick question because it's not, I think it's like not I don't think it's a fair comparison.
Wait, who has the most?
The most outlets.
Pizza Hut, but some of them are the delivery things.
Nope.
Is it one of the big four?
Nope.
Oh, man.
It's Hunt Brothers Pizza. If you see
Oh,
it's
gas
in
station.
convenience stores. Yeah, gas stations.
Oh, yeah.
It's Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Not
They
buying
have
it, Hunt
9,700 of those. I don't buy it either.
Yeah.
Tim, we got any fun facts?
I would love to do some fun facts with you about Domino's Pizza, which I'm a big fan of.
You stalling?
Nope, the old computer's just firing up. Here we go. In
Okay.
1956, Tom Monaghan enlisted in the United States Marine Corps by mistake. He had meant to join the Army, and he accidentally went to the Marines for 3 years, and then he received an honorable discharge in 1959.
Thank God he didn't accidentally do I mean that's rough. I mean that's not good. You think you're in the Army and the Marines is probably tougher. They're both tough for basic training. But, what if he meant to join Rotary Club and he wound up in the Marines, and then that would be a more drastic mistake, I think.
Did he not know the difference? How does that happen?
I
Some
don't know.
people are just like, eh. Anyway.
He didn't know the difference between the right side of the car and the left side of the car.
I mean,
So
that's
it's
true,
not-
man.
it's not-
I did, and his head exploded, but
Yeah. Same guy, founder Tom, met his wife Margie on his first pizza delivery 14 months after getting into the business. The delivery was to a dormitory at Central Michigan University. After their second date, Monaghan gave Margie a heart-shaped pizza on Valentine's Day. And the rest, Sean, is history.
That's pretty cool. Except for the numbers are a little suspicious in that 14 months, and that was his first delivery.
Yeah.
So what's going on is hey, we got a pizza for the girls' dorm at Central Methodist. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Really, the guy's been slugging it out. The guy that got laid off from the Ford plant has been slugging it out for the last 14 months. He's like, oh, look at this. He's like, no, I got that one. I
Yeah.
got that.
You know what? I'm with him, though. I did it, too. Drive, Rochester, New York. She was hot.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah. And I'd go out of my way. I'd be like, I'll take it. It's on my route. They're like, you're going the opposite side. I was like, no, just give me the order. And I'd run out.
You knew the address?
Yeah, she was beautiful, man.
Really?
And a good tipper, which is somehow made her hotter to me. I was like, oh, and she's generous, too.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
So, nah. It was,
So,
I was
like,
she was just super hot.
Age appropriate?
She was a little older than me. I'd say she was probably
even hotter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was probably early 20s, and she was probably early 30s, maybe.
could have
Okay.
been?
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Just by herself?
I hope she moved because I just
Yeah,
read
you
it
just
out.
basically.
Yeah.
That would be real awkward. And
Somebody's
I mean, I am
go there.
complimenting.
Yeah, somebody.
Wow.
Yeah, boy, she got away from me. I loved her, man. Very
Man,
pretty.
Did you ever tell her?
Could have been.
No, man, no. I
What's
just- it's too because the exchange is here. You go, $12. Thank you. I mean, you're not like having some big. It's not like a waiter or server where you can actually, they're coming
Right.
back for.
You've never
checking
had
on
an
you.
interaction with a pizza delivery person?
I
I've
have,
had a
but-
bunch.
Okay, but I'm saying you agree it's a little different than say a server. Like I'd have a better chance of making, some sort of connection, I think, with a server at a restaurant than I would a pizza driver.
Yeah,
would
but
that be fair?
You could have been like, oh, green peppers this time, or just
Yeah,
something about the
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I noticed your.
I think 'cause she was older. I don't know. It was
Right,
just
say
no
that
shots.
again.
yeah, so you would smile and say, hey, I couldn't help but notice.
peppers.
And, yeah, it'd be good. This is a little tricky. Over in Japan, the buildings aren't numbered sequentially like they are here, but by the order they were built in. So training Domino's delivery drivers is interesting to say the least.
That sounds crazy to me.
How does that society function?
I don't-
And yet it does on a very high level.
And it does.
Yeah.
Right, Timmy. I agree with that, man.
They do well in a lot of stuff.
They do. Japan, yeah, they're killing it. All kinds of things.
Yeah.
Love Japan.
They made Nintendo.
Yeah, they did.
They
That's all I
did.
know.
And
Yeah.
it's because of the address thing. Domino's is the only of the big four pizza chains that serves Coca-Cola products. That's interesting.
Boom, right there. Right there
Rivals.
on my left, right there.
Papa John's Pizza and Little Caesars sold Coca-Cola in the past, but both switched to Pepsi. Pizza Hut, of course, used to be owned by PepsiCo and has a lifetime contract to sell Pepsi products.
Lifetime, huh?
Mhm.
Lifetime for who?
As long as Pizza Hut exists, it has to sell Pepsi.
So it's not the
Yeah.
owner of. Or the,
Yeah, when the guy dies, it's like
yeah,
RC.
yeah, we're going back to Coke.
RC Cola,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on in. Domino's in Mexico, Malaysia, Pakistan, Spain, New Zealand, and Taiwan are the exception and sell Pepsi.
Okay.
Isn't there's a Pepsi campaign right now, right? Where the bit is that these Pepsi guys are chasing delivery drivers because if you have Pepsi or if you have pizza, you have to have it with Pepsi.
I haven't
Have you
seen
seen,
that.
I don't know
this
this.
yet? So somebody delivers a pizza and then they scare the delivery driver because they're like, "Here, you got to have Pepsi." I don't know. It's clever little campaign.
It's for a pizza company or for
Yeah.
Pepsi?
It's for Pepsi.
For Pepsi.
Pepsi's
Oh,
saying, "Hey,
I
if
see
you
what you're
order
saying, Timmy.
pizza,
Yeah,
you
okay,
got to
yeah.
have Pepsi." If
Yeah,
you're eating
yeah.
pizza,
Got
Pepsi, they're trying to associate it with.
association.
And so, yeah. it's
Honestly, I
it's
just had
kinda
some
fun.
pizza. It's very good. I didn't have anything to drink.
I got some.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Cool,
staring
if
right
you're
at you, man,
interested.
if you want a break.
I know.
Mhm.
Usually Randy offers us some water before the.
Hey, man,
broadcast.
the guy's making miracles happen over there. Let him be.
Busy.
Somehow
We had to change mics, man.
Somehow in March of 2009, a clever customer stumbled onto a promotional code that had been created months before but never greenlighted or publicized. News of the glitch went viral around southern Ohio and northern Kentucky. By the time the company disabled the code, almost 11,000 free pizzas had been redeemed.
Wow.
Nice, man.
That's
Wait,
huge.
Southern Ohio, Northern Kentucky. What year was this?
2009.
I missed it. I lived in Southern Ohio. I lived in Cincinnati, right across the river from Northern Kentucky, in the 90s. And I would have been all
Oh,
over
man.
it at that time. I was eating a lot of pizza at that time.
I bet
a
you
lot.
were. Yeah. Another
What's
good.
that supposed to mean?
What's that? You like pizza, and I take your word for it.
You know, it's fun. I've never seen Greg eat pizza.
I don't
in
eat
my
pizza
life.
hardly at all. That's
Like,
why
that's the thing.
I was like, there's something to. I don't eat a lot of pizza.
Well, you've told several stories about the pizza you used to eat. You've
Yeah,
eaten
yeah.
pizza.
I'm not saying he has never had it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
there
in
was
my
a time.
presence.
There's a time when I ate a lot of it. I
Who
mean,
gets
I had quite a bit after the special. I ordered Donato's, which I think is a very good pizza.
Yeah,
Did you try some of that?
yeah,
It's very, very. You didn't
Yes.
like? You like it?
yeah.
I think
I
it's
don't get offended when people accuse me of eating pizza.
Nah, just the way you said it.
No.
you said it. You said it was something. Like, it was.
tape.
It was.
Check the tape.
More facts. In 2008, Domino's offered free oven-baked sandwiches. Remember, they got into the whole sub game.
Still have subs, I believe.
Yeah, they do. They offered them to the first 1,000 Jareds. People named Jared who came in, which is a direct hit at the popular Subway spokesperson. Domino's like, hey, we're in the sub game too. So anyone named Jared, any spelling qualified, got a free sub.
I wonder how far people try to take that spelling thing.
Yeah.
Like it's pronounced Jared. And
Yeah.
It just says,
it's
Greg.
It says Mike.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gary?
Yeah. I like Garrett or Garrett. You might be able to get away with. Yeah. I would have been like, it's like I would have been like, my name's Jared. I'd be like, dude, he calls himself Gerard. This is not. This is Gerard. You can't give him a free pizza.
This got out of control. Over in Russia, they were giving free pizza for life to anyone who got a tattoo of the Domino's logo. That is the dumb.
It's very dumb.
Wouldn't you do? First of all, Domino's logo, great looking logo. Also, it's a domino.
Yeah.
It's something
It's
else.
something
it's
else.
not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like, oh, look at this. It's not
Yeah.
like it's the pizza guy, which is also something else. Free pizza for your life?
Yeah.
Why would
Well,
I would
aggressive.
I would
Yeah.
do that? I don't have a single tattoo. I would do that in a second.
Yeah.
It totally backfired. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
Half of the Russian population, by the way.
The
Domino's.
Russians were like, wait, just this is it. Just get.
Yeah.
So I don't have to put it on my forehead or anything.
They wound up giving it to
Just on my forehead then, right?
they
No, you can just get it. You can get it anywhere, Vladimir. Then yes, free pizza for life.
in my country. They wound up giving it to just 350 people.
They did get it though. So 350
Lifetime.
lifetime. Man, I wonder what it is though, because man, when I was a kid, my friend Ted Ruger and I were watching public television, and they had like an auction for a year's supply of Arby's, and we were like, "This is awesome! Just go to Arby's." We were in high school.
Mhm.
They were like, "Well, let's go to Arby's every day next year and just get Arby's." And it was like, you get like 5 Arby's every month or something is what they call the year's supply of Arby's. So I wonder if you could just walk in anytime you want, because that would be.
Even if it's once a month, I would get that tattoo.
Once you get one, you wouldn't get a
For the rest of my life, free Domino's
for the
more than, let's call it more than a pizza.
once a week. Once a week, you get
Yeah.
Here it is. One medium, one topping pizza once a week.
Why is it
Once a week?
Yeah.
I think I would.
Wow.
It's just a little Domino's logo. Who cares?
Yeah, that's just got to be pretty big. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it did for this, but
Okay.
lifetime? That's significant.
I will get 6 tattoos if I can have a sub sandwich.
I just want the bread. In 2018, Domino's launched a marketing campaign called Paving for Pizza to fill potholes in American towns to protect their pizzas from damage during delivery. The whole bit there was like, all these potholes, that's what's messing up your pizza. It's bouncing up. It's getting stuck. So they go, hey, we got to stop it. We're going to do our part. Domino's encouraged customers to vote on which towns to repair potholes in next. They also offered discounts for customers who chose pickup over delivery.
Send them to Indiana. Jeez, that whole state needs a redo.
Yeah.
Sean,
The potholes.
He hates it.
I don't hate it. They just have they have problems. They have problems with the potholes.
I love you, Indiana, but Sean always complains about it. You know, there's probably some guy that was like on that video from 2009. It's like, I'll tell you, I can fix the potholes. You take the pizza and put it in there because you can't eat it. You can't eat the pizza.
I don't like the cheese.
I don't like the. Yeah, you mentioned all the things you don't like. Yeah.
It's like,
The sauce,
yeah.
the crust.
The cornstarch, it slides on.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for the package either, and I don't like you.
Speaking of Indiana, my buddy Jake, one of his first jobs when he was in college in Bloomington, delivered pizzas for Domino's. Said it was
University of Indiana.
Yep. He said,
Sean, you hate them too?
No, that was a nice campus, right? We walked around that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bloomington's a pretty awesome place.
Yeah.
Great.
Bloomington is great.
great
Yeah.
place. He said he got hired because the manager liked his entrepreneurial spirit. Domino's was located next door to his favorite bar in Bloomington. So every weekend he'd walk out of the bar into the Domino's where he'd order a pizza for delivery and then just have that delivery driver take him home along with the pizza.
Yeah.
And then he'd tip them. He'd order a pizza
Yeah.
for delivery, and that's how he got it. So basically, he says he invented Uber and Uber Eats when he was in college.
Yeah.
I love it,
Pretty
man.
impressive.
What's this guy's name? Jake?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
That was like
great.
a bit that comics had back when I first started watching stand-up comedy.
Oh, order
I just,
pizza.
I just
and-
ordered Domino's, and then I got.
Oh, really?
Right
Yeah,
home,
yeah, he was
Oh.
doing it. He
That somehow tells me, like the guy's taking him there. That was against policy. I think.
probably letting
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
in the car.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, just liability insurance alone wouldn't cover them.
Yeah, it's good. That's a great point, guys. He also in that area they found that Mexican people tipped the most, so all the drivers would fight over any orders that had extra jalapenos. Love it.
That's great. That's
Pretty good.
fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
but he said he loved the job. Best job he ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Working for Domino's?
Yeah, I loved it.
What's the best tip you ever got?
$100.
$100.
$100. Well,
From the-
I mean, 100, like whatever the bill is, like $20, $18. Keep the change on 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it from the hot lady?
Don't get 36 Farrell was good though. She was hot and great tipper.
Mm.
No, this was way up in on the around the Quay.
What's a good tip back? Was this mid 90s?
early 2000, 99, 2001 area?
Okay.
I mean, here's what's gonna happen. Here's what would happen. Anything that's above $15, you're probably getting the 20 and keep it. You know, so what you're hoping for a 16, 20,
Gotcha.
keep it. Now, where I would get a little annoyed, not to sound greedy, but sometimes the bill would be 17. You give them a 20, and they'd be like, Dad, just give me a $1 back. And I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we going here? Like, there's
Yeah.
not, you just spend 19, 20, just spend the 20. Just spend the 20 and call it idiot, and I shuffle around. But then there's the people who don't tip, and I couldn't take it. I'm not going to rat out their address because that's inappropriate.
Yeah,
but there
don't
was
do
a
that.
couple people.
We haven't gotten
We're already
Miss Rochester in a little bit of trouble.
They just paid in change. And so one day he just wouldn't tip. This guy would not tip. And this is back when there was no delivery fee. So you made nothing as a driver. So that was actually the genesis of when I started paying twos. So if it was like $16,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, here you go, man. Just give him 2 twos. And he'd be like, oh, what is that? That's all I got,
Genesis,
man.
was that a word of the week, or do you actually use that
No,
word?
it better not be a word of the
No,
week,
that
man.
one's that's
Like
That's
normal,
okay.
man.
Well,
Although you said some hopscotch stuff yesterday, talking all goofy in the car. I don't know. He said some like
no, I said something.
He said
and I
something that was
that's
just like
what I talk.
borderline. No, you don't. You don't talk that way. You've never said that word in your lifetime, and now you're like, yeah, I've been using that word forever. So,
What's the word?
I didn't say the word to you because usually I have to dumb it down when I'm talking to you.
I can't remember the word, so it was when he was screaming at me about the gas pump, and he said something. So,
The reason you got into the $2
so that's why I got into the twos, because I was like, you know what? Nobody wants a 2. You have a 2 for whatever reason. Somebody gave it to you. It's not a part of your life usually.
You'd give them back so they would jam them up, and you would
Just to show them, hey, you know what? You're not going to give me any money. I have to pay you back. It's legally, and I am. So I would just be like, I just have, and like, so finally he would order a sub. This guy would order a sub, and then finally he'd just be like, man, you only have like the 2s. I go, yeah, man, that's how people pay these days. That's how they pay in tips. A lot of people, when they tip me, they give me $2 bills, and he just breathtakingly cheap. He just can't. I bet you he was a nice guy. He actually seemed like a nice. He just couldn't do it.
Some people are
Couldn't give
wired
me
like
the-
that. Yeah,
They are. No, there
it's
are.
a sickness, man.
It is. You're right. I agree with that, man. There's this restaurant my dad would go to, and the owner guy, he was awesome. This guy George, but he would charge you extra if you got a soda with no ice in it because
Yeah,
you're filling up the cup. Like it was an extra
Really?
quarter as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe my dad would put up with that. And then my dad was like, he was kind of tight and stuff, but that was my dad's happy place. He loved it. Going to Ellison's. It was called Ellison's.
I went to Ellison's.
Yeah. You were there. You met George.
Yeah, I met George.
So you had to pay the quarter up charge. Nice. So I got him. That's why I got 2s. In fact, I'm out. I need a fresh batch. So
you got any more fun facts?
That's it for fun facts.
I think it's time for comments.
Yeah, love
you are.
oh boy.
Yep.
Did we get a lot on honey baked ham?
A lot of comments on
Did
honey
we?
baked ham, about honey baked ham, about all kinds of things, and quite a few on Sean O'Brien.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just he's very popular.
I did see a couple.
Would you say overall negative or positive?
Oh, very positive. A lot of Sean fans out there, big time,
Okay.
and they're commenting. Gina L. Murray commented, "My husband and I love the show. You guys are all great. The Consumers Podcast is right up there with Nateland.
Right up there, baby.
Right up there.
Right up there.
I have to say, Sean is my favorite. I feel like he needs some fans because he gets such a hard time. Seriously, thanks for giving us laughter, guys." Heart emoji. By the way,
Yeah.
we got our son a used Toyota Camry when he turned 16. He's now 26, and it is still going with over 200,000 miles and several dents.
Of course it is. And it'll keep going. In fact, email back in 10 years, they'll still have the same car. They don't
Yeah.
break. So that's just a wonderful person right there. That's what we're dealing with.
And
Yeah.
then,
Generous.
more Sean. I mean, I can't do all the Sean ones for sure, but another one, Nick Elizondo 9047. Sean is actually smarter than anyone gives him credit for. I feel like I hear more times in the episode Greg coming around to admit that Sean was right about something previously stated than I do about the actual brand or product they're speaking about. Keep your chin up, O'Brien.
Yep, chin is up. Yep, and that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we have this on tape, and Greg's like, "You're wrong all the time." And it's like, do you know how dumb you sound? We'll
No,
just go
I
back
think
and
this
look.
is more a comment less on how smart you are. Is like, I'm willing to say when I'm wrong. You're not. You can't do it.
What do you mean? I said I was wrong about the gas pump today. I said I was wrong. It was a dumb thing.
That
man.
was crazy.
I was just that. Yeah.
That
So
was, I was very
God.
concerned that there was something.
if
wrong.
I had his reaction on film, though, guys, I'm telling you,
Oh,
it was
I wish.
magical.
Yeah,
you
It
got
was
to.
the top 5 angriest I've ever seen him.
Seriously?
Not number
No.
1. It was top 5. You lost your mind, man. Just stop. Just stop lying. You flipped out. You lost your, and you knew it. You go, yeah, that was a little much. He literally
You did
said it.
say that. You also said you thought you were in like a parallel universe, so it would be understandable.
I did. I was like, I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
here. I've tried.
He can't
I
take
I
it.
asked him 5 times. I was like, I said, you said your side. And then it just kept arguing. He was getting more, not like me, but he was getting angry and angry with me. And then I flipped out and I did. I had to change the thing or I would have gone on for an hour.
And
we
it
had
was
to
a
get
rough
back home.
ride yesterday too, man. Long day drive.
Bonnie Parego Videos 3592 commented and said, did you guys say there's a Facebook fan page? Facebook seems to be hiding it if it does exist.
Shadow ban.
No, but there is one. It's called the Consumers Podcast fan page. We'll link it. We'll put something in the YouTube comments, I guess. We'll try to share that. We'll share that on our socials by the time this thing hits.
Yeah.
So you can follow all three of us if you're not. But yeah, it's a good time.
It's really good. Yeah, there's some I mean, I look at them, these guys are really funny. A lot of people in there are very funny.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great jokes. And I
Very
want to share
funny.
I have the video of Courtney from the Courtney Show complaining about her headphones that Sean stunk up. So I'll share that on
Are you going to put that on
I'm gonna
the
share that,
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, not my finest hour.
A lot of comments on our bad Thanksgiving decorations from last week's episode.
What do you mean? Those are Kate Convy.
Rich Royalty Robin
Kate
Reckless
Convy
Records
piece.
said, I feel like I'm visiting the other parent for the holiday with these cheap decorations.
I don't want to go to mom's house.
I tried.
Well, you're going.
I want to go to
Thanksgiving.
dad's house.
Yeah. Quinn
And you act like you're having a good time.
Quinn Hancock 1012 said, you guys were wondering how long it takes to become a master glazer. We were talking about honey baked
Oh,
ham,
yeah.
how long it might take
Lisa
to be.
Cananzi told me it was about 5 minutes.
That's multiple comments. People were saying that. Like 15 minutes of training, they just hand you a blowtorch
right. It's not. Yeah.
and wish you the best.
Yeah. It's not like becoming a welder or something, right?
That's what Quinn said. I can tell you from personal experience, I was hired as a seasonal help around Thanksgiving, and they gave me a blowtorch on the first day. Maybe 5 minutes of instructions, and I was off. One of the most exciting and terrifying days of my life. Cole 8682, and there was a lot of this, said, I feel at this point you just need to keep the table. People are coming around on the table.
Yeah, they are, man. I knew they'd be back. Randy, what do you think about that? Because you're a defender of the table. You bought this table, and I could tell it hurt you when people said bad things about your table.
Well, it's actually my desk from back in the other room, and when we hired our buddy Josh to help with the lighting and building the studio and the set design and everything.
Josh McNew.
We couldn't get the table that he wanted, so he was like, just get some wood and we'll just, clear coat it and put it over the top of this desk you got in the back, and that'll be your podcast table. And then Rafe Williams, our buddy, gave us the idea to put the piece in the front. So that's what we got. That's what you
So
get.
That's
some
what people
sort of,
are really falling in love with. So.
Yeah. So this is some sort of like makeshift bootleg table.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
we just
that's
refinished
not
the
normal.
top.
Okay, let's stop shaking.
Well, I'm just showing the people what's going on.
Well, you're going to show the people, and they're not going to be able to see it because the whole studio is going to come.
In Sean's defense, he thought he was shaking my side, so don't totally get angry. People coming around on the table.
That was funny, Timmy.
Yeah,
That's very funny.
That's how you do it, buddy.
Amy, Amy is 55 said, "I love that Tim is a music lyricist snob, right? Because I was beating up on Elton John, but
more particular, his songwriter, right? You were beating up on.
Yeah, Bernie Taupin is the guy who write the lyrics, and I was kind of beating up on him. And he says, I love that Tim is a lyric snob, but stands behind Fantasy Unicorn. Long live Luda. Luda has a song called Fantasy Unicorn.
I like it. I've
Only
seen
play
the
it
song.
live, and I stand by it.
It's a silly song, but it stands out.
It moves you.
It's a live only?
Bernie Taupin couldn't do that. We've never committed
I don't know
to
if it moves you.
a song. It moved several people.
It's like something you play in between the other songs, and it's a departure from the rest of the set. I enjoyed it.
It's strong. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not
I
going
liked
to
it,
apologize for that.
Don't apologize for anything.
I'll tell you, man, Greg and I were crushing it with music this weekend. That's
Yeah.
one thing we really were going deep 80s. Like, I mean,
Lot of 80s.
rare, some rare
Like what?
80s.
So rare, I can't even tell you.
No kidding.
Wouldn't it be good if you're the first time living in the dreams? What's that? You know that song.
It's a great
Nick
song.
Kershaw.
Mick Kershaw.
Wouldn't it be good?
Wouldn't it be good? It's a great song.
You know, Tim.
Randy, you played some gigs with Mick Kershaw, didn't you?
Yeah,
For-
didn't you? Yeah, you built a table for Kershaw. didn't you?
Yeah, he did. He was on that track. Listen, other thing going on in the comments on YouTube.
Talk about it, man. Let's just talk about it.
All kinds of people claiming to be Mookopotomus.
Oh man, this is on you.
It's like it's the Spartan. They're all saying, "I'm Mookopotamus. I'm Mookopotamus." Like they bonded together.
If you guys didn't see that in 5 seconds after the way you pitched that, I'm
that
like,
was my
we're
fault, though,
dead
wasn't
to
it?
rights.
Yeah, I think
man.
that was
like
my
we're
fault.
going nowhere with this.
How have we figured that out yet?
Yes, here's what we do. I have a solution.
Okay.
You just take apart piece by piece, whoever wants, and you just get a chip of the Lego. You get a fraction of. So if you get 9 people claiming, bring it up in the 9 pieces, and you just give them a little thing.
We're gonna find real Mookopotamus and we're gonna send that to him. We're gonna autograph it.
There's one person that I think is the real Mookopotamus, and they were very embarrassed. They're like, I literally don't know why my name registered as Mookopotamus. Anyway, that's who I think it is. But a lot of people were, I think, jokingly claiming.
Well, you're keeper of comments. You got to figure out who Mookopotamus is.
All right, I will.
Well, it's impossible. We can't.
That's fine.
Break it off.
This I kind of enjoyed. Jonah Irby, I think is how you say it, said, "I'm just realizing that Greg is basically a competent, both professionally and socially, version of Michael Scott." Michael Scott, the Steve
Office?
Carell character from The Office. The condo, the brand loyalty, the continuous layers to his life that get peeled back every week that continue to make me want to know more. Greg is the man.
Yeah.
There are some.
I try to give you a
Scott
little. I try to give you a little bit every week.
Yep.
I think I revealed that I enjoyed the Walk to Remember movie a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What was your
Mandy
second favorite?
Moore.
Hope Floats? My God, man.
Hope Floats with Sandra Bullock and
Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr.
No, I'm just seeing. I'm not even saying. Maybe they're great movies. I just didn't see them.
I didn't think Hope Floats was. It was fine.
Why did you watch? Or not Hope Floats? Why did you watch the other one in the
Walk
first
to
place?
Remember?
Walk to Remember. It was. I watched it. It was in L.A. I remember I was living in L.A.
Going through some
in my
things?
condo. I was going through a lot when I was in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it.
I know, but what made you put that film on?
I mean, it seemed like
Were you alone?
probably. Yeah, my roommates at the time would have they were TV snobs. Hersey and Gannant, they would have made fun of me for watching it. I mean, Mandy Moore's pretty.
Well, sure,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
reason enough to maybe give it 5 minutes.
I don't know.
There's some good acting. The guy that played Mandy Moore's father is a character actor, very good actor.
Give it 5 minutes. It's fine. You've seen it multiple times.
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
May watch it this weekend.
And
I don't know.
Hopeful it's too, huh?
No, I mean, I don't hate that movie, but I've seen it.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-3
Oh, I'm
times.
okay with that. I support him in that. I'm a big fan of the movie Lucas. I've watched it 15, 20
Well, yeah,
times.
but that's an 80s. That's a coming of age. That's it. That was made for,
Coming of age.
for us. Yeah.
You think Walk to Remember is not a coming of age movie? The things that happens to this young man.
Really?
He's a bad seed, and he hooks up with Mandy Moore, who's going through some real hard time. I'm not going to give away the whole plot, and he comes out of it a nice young man. The pastor, who was Mandy Moore's father, at the end of the movie, really takes to him.
Okay.
Yeah, coming of age.
I think I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I met Mandy Moore actually. I got a picture with her. I should put it in the group.
When
That's
did you
serious.
meet Mandy Moore?
Water Street Music Hall, Rochester, New York. Probably when that what was that song? Candy
Candy,
Land or whatever.
I'm
I
missing
don't know.
you.
Yeah, she was
we were
doing
at-
like that tour. I think.
Yeah.
We were at MTV at the same time, she and I.
Oh, really?
She was a bit, yeah, she was kind of when I was an intern there and I interacted with
You
her
know
a
her?
little bit. Yeah. No. Not
I
at
saw her at one time. Me and Henry Phillips were at this place, Hugo's in L.A., and it's my favorite restaurant in the world for breakfast and for some other meals. But and Mike McRae, another comic, was behind. He was across from us. And we see this woman. And Hugo's was a place where you would see people, celebrities. And so we see this woman, and Mike and I are just like, Henry and I are like, man, Mike, you got to see the girl that we're looking at. This is one of the most attractive women I've ever seen. This is unbelievable. And I'm like, I'm sorry that you cannot see her because it is crazy. And McRae's like, okay. So at one point he just sort of finds an excuse to sort of trying to goes, that's Mandy Moore, you idiots. We'd been sort of like, we weren't staring, but we were like finding ways to look at her for a very long
without
time.
making it
and,
obvious.
And then he looked for literally 3 seconds and he's like, that's Mandy Moore, you idiots.
That's great, man.
So this
She's attractive,
is
man.
that what made you go watch Walk to Remember? You
I think
obviously
so.
I'd
consciously.
seen it before that. Yeah, I'd
You
seen
had seen it before and still didn't recognize her?
Yeah, well, she'd grown up a lot since then.
Something is going on here.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
Randy, you giving us a signal? Is Sean being loud?
Nope.
What was the signal?
No, there was a piece of pizza that was like in the shot. So just put it
On the
back.
Domino's episode?
Yeah, that's all. No big
Yeah,
deal.
we can have pizza. Randy, what Sean can't have pizza? in the
No,
Domino's
it
episode?
was.
You get off Sean's case. One thing I don't like people picking on Sean.
I love it, man. Although I don't know what goes on iTunes because I'm blocked out. I can't get iTunes podcasts. So
Because you don't have an iPhone.
I guess not, man. Or I'm just not doing something right. But just don't. I'll Google iTunes podcast, and it's just like, yeah,
We'll take a look at it. But it's
it's the way it is. So.
We'll take a look at it.
Probably a phone thing, yeah.
You got something?
I can do one more. Fastico said, I took my family to the St. Louis All Ages show, the Greg show that I was on as well. Had a blast. Tim was great. Greg terrified my 4-year-old when he yelled in her direction to stop looking at his jacked up ear. My son won't stop saying, flute your flute, Greg. Thanks, guys.
I was yelling in jest just to, I was kidding around.
You got a little heated.
I was kidding around. Like, hey, don't stare at my ear or whatever. It was meant to be funny.
She asked a question about the gas tank, and you got
That is not. Sean, no, not Sean. We've heard enough from Sean.
Heard enough
for
from me,
several
everybody.
episodes. Tim, do you got plugs?
Oh, yeah.
We got a big thing. Is it this weekend? Is your show, right?
Yeah, Punk Rock Christmas is at the Pageant here in St. Louis. It is Saturday, December 8th. 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. It's all your favorite Christmas songs of all time. So it's the hymns up through, stuff like the Vandals punk rock Christmas songs. To
What's the Vandals?
Mariah. They do a song called Oi to the World.
Oh, that's good.
It's fantastic.
Oi!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great song.
What about that Father Christmas thing with the Kinks?
With the Kinks? Yeah, we play that
You
one.
do that one?
Yep. We do
Waitresses?
I will do a little bit of the Waitresses this year. We did it last year. We do Angels We've Heard on High. We do, Santa Claus is Coming
Sleigh
to
Ride?
Town. Yep, we do a version of that.
I wish I could be there. Sean and I are not going to be able to be there. But
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
make it,
Reindeer.
buddy.
It's
not
super
familiar with that one.
super fun
Yeah, how's it go?
for the whole family. Rudolph the Red-Nosed. Anyway, it's a good time. It is this Saturday night at the Pageant in St. Louis.
Tickets still available?
If you're anywhere near, come join us. Tickets still available for both shows. You can bring the whole family to either the day show or the night show. And it's guys who are in, somebody, the guy from Goldfinger, and he was in Story of the Year, and Cabo, and Moon.
Yeah, Moon's
yes.
a big deal, right?
And Tidal Volume, all kinds of great bands that have done all kinds of great things. Now we all get together and we do this show. So that's a good time.
Nice, man.
And then my week at the St. Charles Funny Bone in the St. Louis area is January 16th through the 19th. Those tickets are on sale now. Sean O'Brien will be joining me. Just my annual sort of week.
Yeah,
in the
man.
St. Louis area. Greg Warren will be joining us on the show on the 19th. That is Sunday. So it's going to be a big one. Lots of fun consumer stuff going on.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Greg's got shows coming up. Tacoma Comedy Club this weekend, huh?
Yeah, Sean's actually flying up there with me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Tacoma, Washington. First time I've worked the Seattle area in several years.
Oh,
Pretty
for
excited.
real?
Yeah, pretty excited about it. I hope there's some Consumers fans out there or some Nateland fans.
I was up there. It was a year ago. We shot Nikki's special.
Oh,
in,
yeah, man.
in Seattle. Yeah, it was awesome. So that'll be fun. And then you and I are in Cincinnati together, December 13th and 14th.
At the Funny Bone in Liberty, which is sort of in between Cincinnati and Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're there on the 15th doing a kid show.
Oh yeah, that is true as well. So
Nice.
if you want your children to get yelled at by Greg,
Come on, man.
not a thing. It's fine. He doesn't yell at him. It's great. Everybody leaves happy. Greg will be in DC at the Improv December 20th and 21st. New Year's Eve at Helium in Indianapolis. Greg Warren, Sean O'Brien together. Check out more of Greg's dates, gregwarrencomedy.com. My stuff is up at timconvystuff.com. And join that Facebook group. We'll post that on the socials as well.
We are the consumers. You have the right to charge your phone.
Go Bills.